His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj joined the Krishna consciousness movement near its very beginning, and soon distinguished himself as one of the great leaders of the Sankirtan movement, starting temples all over the world, and especially in India. He has caused the tide of the Sankirtan movement to swell into tsunami proportions. Millions and millions of books under his direction have been distributed all over the world, and now he travels the entire world teaching people the exact message that Srila Prabhupada taught, how to participate in the Sankirtan movement. Also, we have Vishramba Janardhan Maharaj, who travels with His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj with us tonight, so we'd also like to welcome him back to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. As part of our introduction tonight, we have a short film celebrating the 75th Vyas Puja and 50th initiation anniversary for His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj.
We don't have to show that, please. I had no idea. We're going to...
He wouldn't like to see it?
No, I don't. Yeah. We'll do it later.
Balaram made
Well,
it?
let's go to the lecture.
Okay. So thank you very much for coming to ISKCON Silicon Valley. Now we now bring you Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
It's a great privilege to be here at the center. The center, the devotees here, are very enthusiastic. And this place is virtually the book distribution capital of the world. Is that right, Rajaseka? I think the center here is the book distribution capital of the world.
Whenever you're here, it definitely is.
It's just like the Wall Street is the financial capital, Washington is the political capital, and San Jose is the book distribution capital. And I must say, Vajrashekha Prabhu was too kind in his introduction. Vajrashekha Prabhu travels everywhere, inspiring devotees to distribute books. So we acknowledge his support and his enthusiasm to distribute Prabhupada's books. And someone told me yesterday, that in the last 1 month, we distributed 125 sets. That's very good. I think you may beat India at this rate. We have to tell the Indian distributors to wake up.
If you give us your blessings, Maharaj, we would like to do that. Thank you.
This is what we call in ISKCON transcendental competition. Prabhupada encouraged competition between zones at one time. In fact, in one night, Prabhupada said, if he gets defeated, he'll have a heart attack. So we're very happy to be here. Today is an auspicious day. What's the occasion today? Ganesha Marjana. And yesterday was also an auspicious day. What was yesterday?
Disappearance of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
And Gadadhar Pandit. The deities look nice. You can play. Who's playing Madanga? Oh. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Sodanandana Janaranjana Sodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamnatira Panachari. Jamnatira Vanachari. Louder. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Louder. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari. Sodanandana Braja Janaranjana Sodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamnatira Anachari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari. Sodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamnatira Chari. Jamnatira Anachari. Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shiva Shadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Can you make it louder? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Radha Madhan Mohan, Radha Madhan Mohan, Radhe. Hariba, 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 Hariba. Hariba, 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 Hariba. जय ओम विष्णुपाद स्वामीश्वर बेचन भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद महाराज की, श्री राधा मदन मोहन जी की, श्री गौणताय की, हनुमान जी की, ISKCON San Jose की, Transcendental Book Distribution की. All glory to the Samuduri. All glory to Samuduri. All glory to Samuduri. All glory to Shri Guru and Shri Guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We're very happy to be here. So as you heard, today is a special day. What's the day called? So we'll discuss briefly this pastime of Lord Chaitanya that is very nicely explained in the Caitanya Caritamrita. And we may discuss one of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's writings. And is that okay? So we'll just read one verse from the Caitanya Caritamrita. Come quickly.
Caitanya Caritamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 12, text 135. The cleansing of the Gundicha temple.
Okay.
Emata puradhvara age patayata sakala sodilata kebar nivekata.
Word meaning.
Word for word meaning. Emata. In this way. Puradhvara. Of the gateway of the temple. Age. In front. Patayata. As many avenues. Sakala. All. Sudila. Were cleansed. Taha. That. Kebarnive. Who can describe? Kata. How much? Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Outside the gateway of the temple, all the roads were also cleansed, and no one could tell exactly how this was done. Purport. In commenting on the cleansing of the Gundicha temple, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as the world leader, was personally giving instructions on how one should receive Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, within one's cleansed and pacified heart. If one wants to see Krishna seated in his heart, he must first cleanse the heart, as prescribed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Siksastaka, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. In this age, everyone's heart is especially unclean, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. Hriday antastohi abhadrani. To wash away all dirty things accumulated within the heart, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised everyone to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. The first result will be that the heart is cleansed. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 17, confirms this statement. Sinbatam swakata Krishna punya sravana kirtana hriday antastohi abhadrani vidhonoti surit satam. Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Param Atma, Super Soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who relishes his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted.
Om Gyan Timrandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurmritanyena Tasmai Shri Chaitanya Manovastav Savidame Sayam Jai Shri Krishna. Shri Advaita Gadadhara. Hare Actually, the purport to this verse is quite long, about 4 pages. We just read the first paragraph. So we're discussing the Lord's pastime in which He cleansed the Gundicha temple. Gundicha, the name of the wife of King Indradumna. King Indradumna is the one who built the Jagannath Puri temple. So this is a very ancient festival, and this festival was performed a day before the Rath Yatra. Obviously, the Rath Yatra is tomorrow in Jagannath Puri. And just in Gujarat, I was told we have 4 Rath Yatras on the same day. And all over India, tomorrow, you probably have at least 10 Rath Yatras. So, the Gundicha temple is thoroughly cleansed a day before the Rath Yatra. And then after the Rath Yatra is completed, the Lord will take rest in the Gundicha temple. So, Lord Caitanya has performed so many wonderful pastimes. And it is said that anyone who hears the story of Lord Caitanya cleansing the Gundicha temple, he'll be blessed with love of God. How many of you want love of God? Oh, assembly of pure devotees. Okay. So, if you read the story and hear carefully, that's going to be the positive result. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one day called Kashi Mishra, the superintendent of the Jagannath Puri temple, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya at one time was a staunch impersonalist. He had a brother-in-law called Gopinathacharya who would regularly tell him, the Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Lord. And he would dispute it. No, I agree he's a prominent sannyasi. He can't be God. The Lord Chaitanya converted him to the path of personalism. So Lord Chaitanya called the superintendent of the Jagannath Puri temple, Kashi Mishra, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And he told them, I have a desire to clean the Gundicha temple, and I want your permission and help. The superintendent of the temple remarked, Sir, we've already received orders from the king to give you full facility and help you in any area that you may desire. So please tell us what to do. So Lord Chaitanya said, I'm going to engage hundreds of devotees in cleaning this Gundicha temple, and I want hundreds of brooms, water pots to be brought to clean. And the superintendent said, Sir, we will do the cleaning job. You please don't do it. You are the Supreme Lord. We will do it. But the Lord said, no, I want to do it. And then the superintendent said, Sir, if you want to do it, you're the Supreme Lord. What can we say? This is part of your Leela. So, at the request of Lord Chaitanya, the superintendent of the temple arranged for hundreds of brooms, hundreds of water pots, and Lord Chaitanya gave a garland to each of his associates. He had over 300 devotees going with him. And they went and brought water from the lake nearby. There's also a lake nearby. So Lord Chaitanya told the devotees, our goal here is to cleanse this place so that it becomes a fitting place for the Lord to reside. Do you like sitting in a dirty place? No. Someone told you to eat something next to a garbage can in India. Would you do it? No. You want to live in a clean environment, isn't it? So the Lord also likes to live in a clean environment. There's a very nice story. Sarvabhauma Acharya, as we just mentioned, was converted by the Lord to the path of Varnaism. So he had a son-in-law called Amoga, who was very envious of the Lord. So on one occasion, Sarvabhauma Acharya invited the Lord for prasad. Normally the pattern was the devotees invite the Lord for, please have prasad for 7 days in our house. And the Lord would negotiate. And they would settle, okay, 3 days, 4 days. So Amoga was a staunch critic of the Lord. And he would stand next to the wall to see if Lord Chaitanya had uttered anything that may be wrong. One day, and Sarvabhauma Acharya, knowing the envious nature of his son-in-law, would stand at the gate with a stick to make sure that Amoga couldn't come in. And as Sarvabhauma Acharya's wife, she was such an expert cook. She could cook 80 items in 1 hour. Better than your present-day cookers can. So she in 1 hour would cook. One day, the Sarvabhauma Acharya had to leave guarding the door to help his wife. Someone came in and saw, oh, so many dishes in front of the Lord's table. So he said, look at this sannyasi, claims to be an enunciate. He's eating more opulently than a grihastha. So Sarvabhauma Acharya was furious. He chased him out. And a little later, the Amoga got disease. He caught cholera. He was on his deathbed. So the Lord went to see him, and the Lord placed his hand on his chest and said, as long as envy is there in the heart, the Lord will not reside. As long as there's garbage in the heart. So Lord Chaitanya wanted to clean the Gundicha temple because they were going to invite the Lord to come there after the Ratha there. So Lord Chaitanya personally garlanded each of his associates, put sandalwood on each of them, and they started the cleansing process. Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Lord, Shri Radha Krishna Nayane, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nayanya. Radha and Krishna appeared in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, the cleansing operation started. Hundreds of water pots were brought. Lord Chaitanya was personally playing the role of a teacher. And whatever great men do, others will follow. He was setting the example. He was personally cleaning, scrubbing the roof, scrubbing the walls, scrubbing the floor. And all the members were not allowed to talk. The only communication that existed was everyone was shouting Hare Krishna. No one was allowed to talk. They would communicate. If someone wanted some water, they would say, Hare Krishna! Well, they would sigh, signal. And that's how. So hundreds of buckets of water were brought. The Lord personally scrubbed the ceiling the walls, the floor. And then he went to the altar, Sringasan altar. And the Lord divided up the areas and assigned areas to different devotees. And they were all engaged in the cleansing operation. Lord Chaitanya, from this exercise you can see, he was also a very good manager. Because Lord Chaitanya divided the areas, but that's not the end. He personally went to each of the devotee that was involved in the cleansing operation to see how much dirt has he accumulated. And he would compare, just like you compare Sankirtan scores. He would compare how the different devotees were performing. He would go to A. How much dirt have you collected? He would see it. Then he went to the next person, then the next person. And some were more successful than others in gathering dirt. So what did Lord Chaitanya do? He told those who were more successful to train up those who were less successful. Just like we do in our day-to-day operation. In ISKCON temple also you see, if some devotee is good at some work, he trains up the others. I'm sure we do that in book distribution also. Is that right? Those who are successful and experienced, they train the others up. So Lord Chaitanya went to each of the devotees who were involved in the cleaning operation, seeing how much dirt, sand, and straws they have collected. And when he saw that some were more successful, he would tell them, you go and help. The others were not so successful. And Lord Chaitanya said, I will go to every person and see how hard they have worked hard. Lord Chaitanya was strict. He went to every person to see how much dirt they have accumulated. And actually, all the dirt put together, collected by hundreds of devotees, was less than Lord Chaitanya himself. Lord Chaitanya was working with hundreds of hands. He was working so efficiently as if he had 100 hands. So Lord Chaitanya did the first round like this, and those who were less successful, he got them trained with those who were more successful. And they were scrubbing to make sure that no dust was remaining. When they were cleaning, straw, sand, dirt came. And Lord Chaitanya's transcendental body, which is the Lord, one of the features of Bhagavan is, he is the most beautiful. Aishwarasya samagrasya virasya shasya. God is the most beautiful, strongest, most knowledgeable, most renowned, most famous, most beautiful. These are the 6 characteristics of the Lord. So Lord Chaitanya was so involved in the cleansing process that his whole body became full of dirt. But still he went on rubbing, scrubbing, and he was teaching by his personal example how to cleanse what? The temple of the Lord. He was personally setting the example. Lord Chaitanya, it is said, is God himself appearing as a devotee to teach us how to execute devotional service. So Lord Chaitanya was setting the example. And when the leader is setting the example, then it's easier to implement a scheme. Bhagavad Gita says, whatever great men do, others will follow. We see that even in our ISKCON temples. When the leaders are exemplary and they do the work themselves, the others get inspired also to follow. And if the leader is only good in giving orders and not in executing, then people accepted it, but hesitatingly. So Lord Chaitanya was demonstrating how to work his whole body, transcendental body. It was so beautiful, became covered with dust, sand. So once the operation was done, and all the water was let loose through a hole in the building. But Lord Chaitanya was not satisfied with just cleaning it once. He said, let's do second round of cleaning operation. Because Lord Chaitanya wanted to see that before the Lord comes, there should not be a speck of dirt anywhere. There should not be any dirt, sand, or grain, or stone. So Lord Chaitanya redistributed the territories and had everyone do the same operation again. This time, hundreds of devotees were participating. And many of the water pots broke. They must be made of clay. And everyone was just communicating by chanting Hare Krishna. It is said that all communication problems will end if everyone just chants Hare Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya was just chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. And everyone, no one was allowed to talk. And everyone would communicate by sign language. So they did this cleansing operation again for the second time. And again, all the dirt accumulated by others was less than what Lord Chaitanya had done this himself. So, the Caitanya Caritamrita very nicely described in detail how the Lord cleansed the Gundicha temple. As we said earlier, Gundicha was the name of the wife of King Indradumna. And Marjana means, what does it mean? To clean, to clean. So this is the cleansing of the Gundicha temple. So when all the members were working together again for the second time, they worked so hard, scrubbing top, bottom, side, Shingasans, the gates, and all the water was then let loose through a hole. And it looked as if the rivers were joining the ocean. So everyone was very, very happy taking part in this cleansing operation. And Lord Chaitanya was dancing in ecstasy. And then the devotees brought a Mahaprasad for 500 people. The Lord Chaitanya distributed to everyone. Now the verse we read, in the verse we just read, Prabhupada has given a 3-page purport. And the basic theme of the purport is that this cleansing of the Gundicha temple, it has to be done and it is done, but it also symbolizes something else. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our spiritual grandfather, said in his commentary, this refers to cleansing the heart. Our heart is contaminated, yes, no? Yes. Someone said in San Jose, they're all pure. That's not true? Okay, probably it's like the rest of the world. So our hearts are what? Heavily contaminated. What are they contaminated with? Anarthas. The take on various forms. Lasting, greed, envy, hatred, envy. These are anarthas. In the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna questioned, how is one impelled in sinful acts, even unwillingly? We know this is wrong, but we still go ahead and execute that. So Arjuna wanted to know, how does this happen? People know what's right, what's wrong. You still get carried away into what's wrong. And what did the Lord say? What's the cause? Kama is a krodha, he said. It lust only, the all-devouring enemy of the living entity. Then the Lord goes a step further and says, where is this enemy located? Where is it located? Mind, intelligence, and senses. So the Lord has identified the enemy. He's told us where this enemy is located. What's left now? How to curb, control, destroy this enemy. And what does the Lord say? With the transcendental weapon of knowledge, destroy this eternal enemy. So, our hearts are heavily contaminated. Contaminated with unlimited material desires. And Bhakti Yoga is a process through which you can purify yourself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed his followers to write volumes of books. But he himself gave us 8 verses that are identified by the name of ISKCON. But in these 8 verses, if you analyze it carefully, he has summarized the meaning of the Vedas very well. Lord Chaitanya said, one of the gains, benefits of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is Cheta Darpan Marjana. The heart begins to get cleansed. So just like the Lord along with his devotees were involved in this cleansing operation, and they were rubbing, scrubbing to clean it. And everyone's heart became cool, just like the Lord. So our whole challenge is how to cleanse the heart. Doesn't matter what background you come from. By and large, we all come from a contaminated background. And what's the solution? In the scriptures, you identify the problem, and you also identify the solution. In the material world, you may go to a doctor and say, this doctor may say, this is your disease. Doctor, what's the solution? Sorry, no solution. But in spiritual life, the problem is identified and the solution is presented. So, Cheta Darpan Marjana, by the chanting of the holy name, the heart begins to get cleansed. There are innumerable stories in the scriptures that emphasize the importance of the holy name. In the 6th canto, you read about Parikshit Maharaja's desire to know about pure devotional service. Parikshit Maharaj in the 5th canto heard the hellish planets. He heard how one goes to the hellish planets for different types of sins. So being compassionate, a devotee is compassionate. Why do we emphasize book distribution? Why do we emphasize set distribution? Why do we emphasize preaching? But that is the desire of the Lord, that the conditioned souls be brought back to Him. Prabhupada labored very intensively to translate these books. Before Prabhupada came to the West, he had translated the 1st canto. And he did this under the most challenging circumstances. He had a small room to live in Radha Damodar. He didn't have any money at all. He would take a rickshaw. I'm sure most of you, when you go to Vrindavan, you take a taxi from the airport. But he would take a cycle rickshaw or a tanga and travel by 3rd class, go to the market, buy the paper, solicit funds, get the books printed, and then what? Go and distribute the books. One-man army, translating the books, typing, coming to the printer for printing, collecting money, borrowing money, and then distributing the books. He did that. Why? Because he had a strong desire to save humanity. He knew that these books will guide society for the next 10,000 years. Sometimes it's painful to hear. We hear that, Prabhupada's books may not be so relevant today. But that's wrong. Prabhupada said, these books will be relevant for the next 10,000 years. And after 10,000 years, what's going to be left? Nothing. No religion on the planet. Just killing each other. So, when Prabhupada had translated the 3 volumes of the first canto, he felt that now he had the ammunition needed to present the philosophy and to defeat the materialists. That's when he intensified his effort to come to the West. So, a devotee is compassionate. So Parikshit Maharaj, when he heard the suffering awaiting individuals for sinful activity, he wanted to know, how can this tendency of sinning and atoning be corrected? Parikshit Maharaj said, an elephant takes a bath in the lake, becomes clean, and the moment he comes out of the lake, what does he do? Sit down, and body becomes dirty. So he said, what's the use of sinning and atoning? And he said, a tree may get burnt, cut, but if the roots are there below the earth, it will grow again. So how to eliminate this sinful tendency? And Shukadeva Goswami responded, by the practice of bhakti yoga. And only a rare person who is taken to the path of devotional service can eradicate this sinful tendency. A rare person. Once Prabhupada was giving a press conference in Australia, and somebody asked Prabhupada, if your Krishna consciousness is so perfect, why isn't this hall fully packed? The hall wasn't apparently fully packed. So Prabhupada said, when you're selling diamonds, only few will buy. When you're selling imitation diamonds, thousands of people will buy. So he said, this is a real diamond. So Krishna consciousness is a real diamond. It's not going to be accessible to everyone. So Shukadeva Goswami said, through the path of bhakti, just like the fog is fog, and then when the rays of the sun appear, the fog gets removed. So similarly, by this chanting process, this contamination gets removed. Then Shukadeva Goswami went on to explain the story of Arjamil that describes the importance of the holy name. So the holy name is the medium for the sage of Kali. Srinvata Svakala Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Yadhyanta Svabadhari, Vidunati Surasala. By regularly hearing. So, Lord Chaitanya and his devotees cleanse the Gundicha temple by scrubbing, making it a fit place for the Lord to reside. So similarly, we have to cleanse our heart. And fortunately, in Kali Yuga, we have a very simple process. This chanting of the holy name. So unless we cleanse the heart, Lord will not reside there. Lord will not be happy. So this cleaning of the Gundicha temple was an exercise to demonstrate how we also have to work hard to cleanse the heart, remove the dust. So we have to cleanse the heart. Now you may have noticed that as they were cleaning, a lot of grains and stones were also removed. So the acharyas have explained this refers to offenses. On the devotional path, we should be careful that we avoid offenses also. So, if we want to free ourselves from the anarthas, the chanting of the holy name is most valuable. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in numerous writings, has explained the importance of chanting the holy name. Yesterday we celebrated his disappearance day. So he, in his Sharanagati prayer, Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives us an idea in what mood should we chant. You like to hear that? Yes. He says, you should always absorb your mind in attentively chanting Krishna's glories. When we're chanting Krishna's glories, we should do it. How? Attentively. Chanting is beneficial in any situation. If somebody says, look at those crazy Hare Krishnas. Some of you may know that when Prabhupada first went to India in 1971, he created quite a sensation. And there was a movie producer who made a movie called Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. And that movie apparently was a big hit. But the downside of the movie was it showed that we took drugs and then we chanted Hare Krishna. So many devotees suggested to Prabhupada, we should file a court case. He's misrepresenting our movement and we'll get a bad name. Prabhupada said, nothing to worry. People will hear the holy name and benefit. Years ago, I met a devotee in America. So I asked him, how did you become a devotee? He said, when I was a young child, there was a movie made, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. And I used to like that song very much. You know, there was a very famous song right on top of the hit parade, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and then Namaradam. He used to chant Hare Krishna and then take drugs. So that was the theme of the song. The song was a super hit. So this boy said, I was so attracted to that melody, I would go to different shops, Palmalas, and sit and wait for that melody. So this seed was planted in his heart when he was young. Then when he came to America, he came in contact with devotees. He revived his past memories, and he became a nice devotee now. So, but the introduction came through that movie, which was completely misrepresenting our philosophy. But the saving grace of the movie was there's a Hare Krishna mantra in the background of the whole movie. So everyone who saw it, and the name was Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. So chanting is beneficial in all situations. But if we want to take full advantage, then we should chant attentively. That means at least when you're doing a japa, make this your single occupation so that you can attentively hear. Then, by performing Krishna's kirtan, you will get mastery over the mind. Many times devotees say, oh, my mind is so troubling me. Is that a problem here also? Yeah. We're all struggling with the mind. Krishna says that. So, Bhaktivinoda says, if you perform Krishna's kirtan, you will be able to control the mind. The mind's turbulent, no doubt. It's obstinate. But there is a cure, just like Krishna says in the Gita. By following the process of bhakti yoga, you'll be able to control the mind. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, by performing Krishna's kirtan, you'll be able to control the mind. And Thakur Bhaktivinoda says, give up false pride. Is that we have so many different reasons for being proud. Everyone likes to believe he is God's gift to humanity. But here he said, give up false pride. Don't be so proud that you have all these abilities. Always think yourself to be worthless, destitute, lower, and more humble than a straw in the street. This is very similar to Lord Chaitanya's explanation in the third verse. So what is Bhaktivinoda Thakur saying? Always think yourself to be worthless. That's a tough one. Worthless means useless. Think you're useless. But we don't like to do that, isn't it? At least internally we don't like to do it. Bhaktivinoda is saying, be lower than a straw in the street. Practice forgiveness like the tree. A devotee is, by and large, forgiving. In material society, what's our approach? Tit for tat. Is that right? But here the Lord says, be forgiving. So there are so many nice examples. Yudhishthira Maharaj, after the battle of Kurukshetra, gave full facilities to Dhritarashtra. If he wanted, he could have said, you tried to kill us when you were in power, now we're going to give you punishment. But he said, no, we're sorry you lost all your relatives. Take this nice palace to live. So devotee is forgiving. There's so many stories. Once I'd gone with Prabhupada to a Christian school lecture in 1968 in Montreal. And after the lecture, Prabhupada would always say, any questions? There was an Indian man in the audience who got up and said, he started criticizing Prabhupada. Why are you preaching this in these Western countries and so on? Prabhupada just tolerated it. He didn't respond. The devotees were angry, but Prabhupada was cool. And then, this was in June 68. And in August 68, Prabhupada was leaving Montreal. And when he was leaving, he said, Gopal, go and call that man. So I said, why do you want to see him? He insulted you so badly. Prabhupada called him, blessed him, and then left. Prabhupada said, very humbly, I must have done something to him in the last life for which he took revenge. And Prabhupada blessed him. So a devotee is very forgiving. And this is the advice that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving. Practice forgiveness. Give up all violence towards loving other entities. Our philosophy is total non-violence. A devotee doesn't even like stepping over an ant. Jad Bharat, when he was carrying King Raghunath on the palanquin, he was so cautious. He would not keep his feet on the ground for at least for next 3 footsteps. And we see, so, and Mrigari the hunter was converted by Narada Muni to be a devotee. He was so careful after that he would not even place his feet on the ground till he made sure there were no ants. So that devotee practices non-violence. Thank you. So Thakur Bhaktivinoda in this Sharanagati gives us very nice guidelines how to execute devotional service. So cleansing the heart is very important. And the principal medium for that is the holy name. Rupa Goswami gave us this very good small book called Sri Updesharamrit. In the Updesharamrit he says, the holy name is sweet like sugar candy. The pastimes of the Lord are sweet like sugar candy. The qualities of the Lord are sweet like sugar candy. But because our tongue is afflicted with avidya, the disease of avidya, we can't taste the sweetness of the holy name. We are influenced by avidya, ignorance, and ignorance takes on the form of the different anarthas. We can't taste the holy name. So someone may say, is there a solution? Just like the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Devi Yesha Gunamaya Mama Maya Dhurateya. To overcome this illusory energy is very difficult. But if you surrender to me, then you can. So Rupa Goswami says, the holy name is sweet, but we can't taste the sweetness because we are afflicted with avidya. Just like you can have something very palatable in front of you, but if you have fever, you won't be able to taste it. So Rupa Goswami says, but if you attentively chant the holy name, then the disease of avidya will get, what will happen? Will get cured. So we have to scrub our hearts. We have dirt accumulated since several births. And as long as this avidya is there, we will not be able to make spiritual advancement. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to Rupa and Sanatan the process of devotional service. Brahmanda Brahmita Kuna Bhagavanaji, Guru Krishna Kripa Pai. After going through unlimited births and deaths, that the fortunate soul receive what? Bhakti Lata Beej. The seed of devotional service. What does this mean? Knowledge that devotional service is the ultimate goal of life. That is the beej. You read the books. What do you read? Devotional service is the ultimate goal. So but that knowledge alone is not enough. I may know this is the ultimate goal, but we have to go beyond that. What do we have to do? Water the seed. And the watering process is Shravanam and Kirtan. And if you water the seed, then the plant will grow. And the unwanted weeds need to be plucked out. Very often we embark on the devotional path, and unwanted weeds also develop. I'm such a great devotee, such a good book distributor, I'm a big donor. So these unwanted weeds should be plucked out. And you can only recognize that you have unwanted weeds if you are in the association of devotees. And not only in the association, you are ready to take guidance from them. As we know, Lord Chaitanya, in the third verse of the Shastaka, presents the theme of humility. So what does humility in real life mean? Someone may say humility means bow down all the time, give dandavats to everyone, smile at everyone. So those are good external features. But the real meaning of humility in the heart is, I am ready to be corrected, I'm ready to be directed, I'm ready to be guided. It's not that somebody guides you or corrects you, you shoot back, hey, this guy just envious of me. So we need to cultivate humility. So, the holy name is all powerful. We have to be careful that the weeds are plucked out. Then Lord Chaitanya said, on the devotional path, you may be having a nice garden, but this garden can be spoiled if, what happens? If an elephant is allowed to come in. That is Vaishnava Prad. So Bhakti Siddhanta Ji has commented that in this cleansing the Gundicha temple, the Lord is talking about cleaning the unwanted, cleaning the heart, and also in avoiding the offenses. There are offenses against the holy name, against offenses against Vaishnava. These aparadhas should be avoided. Then this seed will grow. So we need to make a serious endeavor. And that endeavor is to chant attentively, read the books, and take guidance. So Lord Chaitanya cleansed the Gundicha temple, demonstrated to us the importance of cleansing the heart. Unless we make a serious endeavor to cleanse the heart will remain contaminated. And as long as the heart is contaminated, the Lord cannot reside there. If you want Krishna to sit in your heart, then cleanse the heart. And that's why we tell everyone, please start chanting the holy name. And when you start chanting the holy name, automatically the results are there. When Prabhupada opened the first ISKCON temple in New York, he just told the devotees, just chant Hare Krishna. He didn't give them any rules, regulations. So after they chanted for some few days, then they came back to Prabhupada and said, Swami, don't you want us to follow some rules and regulations? And Prabhupada said, this is what I was waiting for. So we have all the ammunition we need to cleanse the heart. But what is lacking? The determination. We lack the determination to cleanse the heart. We think that if I become too clean, then I won't get any real happiness. The Lord Rishabdev says, Tapo devyam putraka yena sattvam. If you perform austerities for the pleasure of the Lord, you will realize unending spiritual happiness. Material society, everything is ending. There's a limit to the height of the material ocean. But there's no limit to the height of the spiritual ocean. And what do you experience? Unending spiritual pleasure. So this story of Gundicha Marjanam is it has a very powerful message for all of us. And we should seriously endeavor to cleanse the heart. Of course, in many temples around the world, we do have Gundicha Marjanam. May not be for greeting the Lord, but an occasion to cleanse the temple, cleanse the heart, cleanse the Shingasana, etc. Prabhupada often used to say, cleanliness is next to godliness. When Prabhupada would go to a temple, one of the first things he would see, the cleanliness standard of the temple. And something wasn't clean, and Prabhupada's eyes were very sharp. We were once sitting in Vrindavan, and he was asking, is everything clean? And we said, yes. And then he looked up and said, look at this nest. The birds are there, and you're saying it's clean. So we need to cleanse the heart. And the process is scrubbing the heart. Of course, you may take a nice scrubber and try to scrub it, but it requires internal scrubbing. And the internal scrubbing is possible through the process of chanting the holy name. So we were very lucky. Prabhupada gave us a pure message of devotional service. We should take full advantage of it. Be determined to scrub the heart. How many of you are determined to scrub the heart? Oh, good leaders here, good followers. So that is the sum and substance of the story of Gundicha Marjanam. Hare Krishna. Can we take on a few questions before we go to fundraising? I knew you had that. In ISKCON we have two things, friend raising and fundraising. Yeah. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Louder.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. The question is like Krishna is already in our heart, so why do we need to clean the heart?
Krishna is already in the heart, but Krishna wants to be in a clean heart. Krishna is there, but Krishna will reciprocate with us better if the heart is clean. He wants us to thoroughly clean the heart. Then he'll reciprocate more and he'll be happy.
If he's already, why can't he clean it?
No, Krishna can do anything. He can make everyone a pure devotee in 1 minute. But he wants us to make the choice. Krishna gave Arjuna the philosophy. In the 2nd chapter of the Gita, Arjuna said, "Now I'm confused about my devotee, please guide me." In the 18th chapter, Krishna said, "Is your illusion now gone?" And Arjuna said, "Yes." And then what did the Lord say? "Do as you see fit." So God gives us a choice. Krishna can do anything. Krishna can get everyone, including President Trump, to distribute Bhagavatam sets. But he's leaving up to us to do it. So our goal is not to burden Krishna, but to be of help to Krishna. Krishna is unlimited, his potencies are unlimited. But if he does all the work, then where is our contribution? Okay. Any more questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Despite the fact that we may be cleaning the heart by following the process of Krishna consciousness, we see that as we're cleaning, newer and newer anarthas and inconsistencies are discovered. So through the process, we may lose heart and see that there are so many more struggles down the path of Krishna consciousness as we discover them. How do we take heart and have confidence that in the long run the process will bring us closer to Krishna and we will become pure one day?
Good question. If we regularly keep following the process of Bhakti Yoga, then the anarthas will get checked and you won't see new anarthas emerging. Just like if you're driving a car attentively on the highway, there's a good chance you won't have an accident. But if you fall asleep on the wheel, you can have an accident. So the only reason why these anarthas are effective is because we're not fully alert. So we need to be fully alert all the time, not part-time. Is that clear? Any more questions? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the wonderful class. So my question is in relation to cleaning temple. Sometimes if we see any like spiders or any other living entities, so some devotees may think that they are the Lord's associates in a sense. So how does is it a matter of consciousness or is it just a matter of convention that they?
Are you talking about spiders? Are you talking about spiders and cockroaches? No, don't laugh. Are we talking about that?
If there are like any living entities here that just do their own business, but I mean, it's
a good question. It's a dilemma that we often come into what to do when you see entities in the temple room, some on the altar. On the one hand, you don't want to hurt them. We should try to remove them without killing if we can. That's the advice that I give. There's no fixed policy of ISKCON. But we try to minimize the damage, and sometimes you can remove them without hurting them. Vajisheka Prabhu, is that right? Okay. Any more? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So, In the class you were mentioning, Maharaj, that we should be very careful to avoid the offenses.
Careful?
To avoid the offenses against Vaishnava and other offenses. Now, in one of the writings, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions that offenses are due to our weakness of heart and also because of our ignorance. We don't know the process properly, how to do it. So if we actually deal with some of the services, we may not know actually the detail of that service and we may commit the offense. So how actually it's best way to actually approach the service and minimize the offense?
If we have Guru Sadhu Shastra, if you have some doubt that in the execution of this service you may offend someone, then discuss it with your temple authorities. In every temple there's an authority structure. So we should have faith in that and take their guidance. Prabhu, I feel that this may result in some offense. And then you can take guidance. We should be willing to take guidance. Rupa Goswami talks about 6 rasas amongst devotees. One of the rasa is revealing a mind to those who are more advanced. And the next is taking instructions from them. So, when you're in doubt, do not to do, take advice from your temple authorities. Is that right? Okay. Any more? Yeah. Just take 1 or 2 more questions.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I have a question that when we preach someone and the person is trying to advance in Krishna consciousness, like he's trying his best, but then they want to take it 1 step ahead. So then they ask a question to us saying that now I want to take some shelter of some guru, and then they are on a process of deciding a guru. So when we preach, we always have a tendency that we preach them first towards our own spiritual master. So is it right or wrong, or how do we preach them, or how
first convert everyone to present Prabhupada to everyone, and then after the person has been chanting for at least 6 months, then he can choose who he wants to surrender to. But first, direct everyone to Prabhupada.
Okay. So Maharaj, is it offensive if we preach them towards our own spiritual master?
Better to preach to them. The ISKCON policy is preach to them about Prabhupada, and then they can choose after they have some maturity. Yes. We're going to stop now in a few minutes. Mr. Jacob Prabhu, how long should I go on? I said, okay. You can close the altar. The altar can close.
Yeah, take a couple more questions, Maharaj, and then we want to hear more about how Donald Trump is going to get a set of Bhagavatams.
So I was thinking of asking him to distribute books. Did you all see that video of the Prime Minister coming to the Delhi temple and releasing the... Did you all see that? Did you see the abridged version or the whole version? Okay. Yeah. Who has his hands up now? Somebody had their hands up. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I have a question. How to improve the determination to clean ourselves, like to clean our heart?
Good question. Devotees, one thing is common amongst devotees. Some questions are common to everyone. One of them is determination. So Rupa Goswami gives us a solution. He says, in the initial stage, there must be the desire. I want to perfect my life. If the desire is there, the Krishna will guide you. If the desire is there, he will guide you to a sadhu. Sadhu will give you a process of bhajana kriya. And when you execute devotional service and practice, then you get to the stage of nishtha. So to get to determination, I wish there was a syrup in the shop. You could buy and drink it and get determination. But it's not so easy. If you chant regularly, follow the process of bhakti yoga, bhajana kriya, then you get to nishtha. So our acharyas are given everything in black and white. All we need to do is follow it. Once I was talking to Prabhupada in 76 in Bombay about starting a Vedic Research Institute, because in India they have a system, if you're doing research you get some tax benefit. So I asked Prabhupada if we can set up Vedic Research Institute. He said, no. Vyasadeva has done all the research about it. So all the research has been done by Vyasadeva and the Acharya. We just have to follow it. In fact, if you read their folio, virtually any question you have, you'll find an answer. It's a rare occasion when you have a question and it's not in the folio, the answer. So just follow the process. Okay, any more?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the nice class. My question is, like when we follow the process of cleansing the heart, like at some point if we want to know how much I have progressed, so what is the way to know it, like my progress or like tracking?
I follow your question. When you're sick, you have high temperature. How do you detect whether your temperature is coming down or not? By using a thermometer, isn't it? So our thermometer is attachment to the holy name. We should see, am I getting attached to the holy name? Am I getting attached to the philosophy? Am I cultivating the mood of humility? Am I cultivating the mood of service? If you're doing these things, that means you're progressing. But if you are thinking, but if you are seeing no increase in the attachment to the holy name, and the anarthas are still there, then you should take the help of a devotee and tell him, please help me, I want to improve. So the real bottom line is, see how attached you are getting to the holy name. Okay?
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you very much. We go to the next part of our program. It's too embarrassing.
Maharaj, I have just a small follow-up. Just that last week we met with a Vaishnav scholar and historian. He was telling us how hundreds of years ago these scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam were only kept in temples. They were written by hand, many of them with solid gold lettering. And now there's this phenomena that we are printing many, many books. Over the last couple of weeks, the devotees here at ISV distributed 125 sets of Bhagavatams, but they held back on doing more because they knew you were coming. And the reason they held back was that many people felt they wanted to have the blessing of receiving the Bhagavatam directly from you for the Bhadra Purnima. This is what I heard from many, many people. And so they were waiting for a window of opportunity while you're here And as Bhadra Purnima is coming up, so they wanted to make some pledges, which the Bhagavatam said is $250. And the Bhadra Purnima is approaching on September 13th, the day in which when you give away a full set of Srimad Bhagavatams as a gift, you get the gift of going back home, back to Godhead. This is according to the scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam itself. So this is the situation that the devotees waited for some time just so you could mention it, and they could directly in front of you make some pledges for this Bhadra Purnima to sponsor.
Before we go to the
Srimad
pledges, I
Bhagavatam.
just wanted to say, Vaisheshika Prabhu is our global leader for book distribution. And we all, including myself, get inspired by his commitment. Our commitment is not as solid as his commitment is, but we'll try our best. So what do we do? So I understand that 2018 was a good year. We did about 7,000 sets globally, worldwide. But Prabhupada, in the early days of our book distribution, Prabhupada gave us a mantra. Double it! We tried applying that mantra in India when we started book distribution. But now our book distribution in India has reached such a level that there's no question of doubling. We could, but probably we're not sincere enough. So, Vaisheshika Prabhu and others want the book distribution target to be doubled this year. What do you think?
Yes, Maharaj, I think
Our
that's an
devotees are
excellent idea.
maturing. Devotees want to do something outstanding. And Bhagavatam sets is an easy way to help others advance spiritually. Of course, if you have the sets at home, I'm sure people will read it also. It's a wonderful opportunity to make spiritual advancement, and it's so nice that Vaisheshika Prabhu uses every opportunity to increase book distribution. I understand that Tulsi Gopal was here the other day. Get her too. So, it's a good opportunity. How many of you sponsored or distributed the Bhagavatam sets last year? How many sitting there? So, some of you may say, I only did my quota once. Now leave me alone. Of course, the choice is there. But we have the opportunity to do extra service. Is that good or bad?
It's good.
Suppose you're on your job and your boss tells you, okay, I'm going to give you an extra bonus, so you're a good guy. You'll gladly go for that, isn't it? So, this is a wonderful opportunity to advance. So those who took part in the marathon last year, they can do some. And those who didn't do it, they can also do it. Am I right? Yes or no? Yes. There's no law that says, last year you didn't distribute, so you can't distribute this year. In fact, in ISKCON, there's always some marathon. And Prabhupada once told me, we are professional beggars. So we professionally beg people to buy these books, to sponsor the sets, to distribute the sets, because we know the value of these books. Prabhupada said, if somebody reads even one shloka from these books, his life can be perfect. Just imagine one shloka. So, our acharyas have given valuable guidance in the purport, and people are reading these books. Actually, there was a letter that I just read today, in which Prabhupada said, just like one devotee had written to Prabhupada, you know these encyclopedia salesmen? When I came to Canada in 1966, one of the first jobs I did as a student was selling encyclopedias. So these encyclopedia salesmen, they go from house to house. They have the Britannica Encyclopedia, Collier Encyclopedia. So this is also the Vedic Encyclopedia, the Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada at one time wanted the Bhagavatam to be printed in 60 volumes. That was his original vision. So we have them now in 18 volumes. Right? So this is like a Vedic encyclopedia. And I'm sure all of you may have distributed, even those who distributed last year must have, but I'm sure you didn't cover all your friend circle, isn't it? Your friend circle is always expanding. Relative circle is always expanding. So it's a good opportunity to take part. And with those who didn't take part, they can. I believe the sets are only for $250 US. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that too much?
No.
No, is that too much?
No.
Actually, all of you could easily afford it. You know, there's a nice story about Lord Caitanya. Lord Caitanya had taken sannyas, and he was heading for the Jagannath Puri temple, and he was feeling thirsty on the way. It was very sunny. So there was a person selling buttermilk, and so Lord Caitanya drank all the buttermilk that he had. And then he said, money? Lord Chaitanya said, I have no money, but people are coming behind me, they have money. So then it was Nityananda and a few others, they appeared. And the man said, your colleague drank all my buttermilk and said, you will give the payment, please pay, I want to go home. Lord Nityananda said, we don't have any money either. So the man said, okay, tell that sannyasi that buttermilk was a donation from my side. Now I'm going home. So he took his big pot to carry it on his shoulders to go home. But as he tried to lift it, he saw it was so heavy, he couldn't move it an inch. It wouldn't move at all. So he was surprised what happened. So when he saw inside the whole box had become full of jewels and diamonds. So he gave buttermilk to the Lord, and in exchange what did he get? Diamond. So you're never a loser if you serve Krishna. Of course you may say, if we can be guaranteed and assured that our pockets will be full of diamonds, then we are ready to sponsor the sets. Okay, so where do we go next? So how many of you are ready to sponsor? How many of you can sponsor?
I would like to sponsor one set on behalf of Donald Trump.
Okay.
Two from Vijay Damodar Prabhu.
Okay, when anybody sponsors one and they say your name, you have to say Haribol really loud so it scares people outside on the street. Okay? That's the rule.
We have one from Akrurnath Prabhu and Jagrini Mataji. One from Sadhana Devidasi.
It'd be nice if we go turn by turn and everyone says what the figure is. Okay, go ahead.
One from Anirban Prabhu.
Haribol! You got to say Haribol a little louder.
One from Satya Prabhu. One from Balimardhan Prabhu.
Haribol!
One from Achyuta Kumar Prabhu.
Haribol!
Mata, can you please say your name? One from Raksha.
Haribo!
Raksha, please give your phone number, email ID later on. One from Nitisha.
Haribo!
One Bhagavatam from India, Trisha Prabhu sponsoring.
Haribo!
Oh, Sri Gopal Prabhu sponsoring for Gopal Krishna Maharaj's 75th birthday anniversary year.
Haribo!
Yes, Namswaram Prabhu. One from Namswaram Prabhu. One from Manjari Devi Dasi. So Prabhu, this means 5?
I thought some of you would say 10, 20, 30, 40.
Yes.
One said it's going to be a slow train.
I will have our leader answer that.
You're sponsoring, but who is the receiver?
Donald Trump.
He cannot make 20 volumes of Bhagavatam.
His whole cabinet.
Actually, we have many devotees, not devotees, but some people in villages in India, remote villages, where they do not have money to buy the sets. So recently we placed many Bhagavatam sets in remote villages of Rajasthan and Gujarat. And there are many hospitals which can take Bhagavatams as a set in their library. And we're also giving to libraries around North America. And there are so many Prabhupada disciples who are now...
What about motels?
Motels?
Do you give Bhagavatam to motels also?
Maharaj, if you say, then I think it will happen too. But right now we have been giving Bhagavad Gitas, but soon maybe that will happen as well. So we have multiple avenues. And even when we go door to door, there are a lot of interested people, but they cannot afford the Srimad Bhagavatam sets. So we give them also on your behalf.
On discount or free?
Sometimes on discount, Maharaj, and sometimes on installments.
I have Vishnunam Prabhu traveling with me. You know Vishnunam? He is the vice president of the Ahmedabad temple.
Haribo!
So, if you need any help in distributing to the villages in Gujarat, I'm sure they can help.
So,
We have Dhira Prashant Prabhu.
Haribo!
We have Satish Prabhu here.
Haribo!
Varsha. We have one
Haribo!
Varsha. We have 2 from Vrindavan Priya Prabhu.
Haribo!
And 1 from India.
Haribo!
Bhakti Natalie.
Haribo!
1 Praveen Prabhu.
Haribo!
1 Arun Prabhu in back.
Haribo!
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu.
Haribo!
You want to sponsor 2 more Satyadeva Prabhu sponsors?
Haribo!
So total 3. Kautukarna Prabhu. 2 Bhagavatam.
Haribo!
We have 1 Suman Mataji. 10 Srimad Bhagavatam Suman Mataji and Mayan Prabhu.
So what's the total so far? Huh?
So,
what's the total so far?
Do we have Satya Prabhu 3 sets, Mataji in the booth? Okay, good.
it's a very rare opportunity now that Maharaj is here. So, but we have a conundrum, and that is we're almost out of time. So the opportunity, the window opportunity, taking advantage of this is closing very quickly. We're going to have to count down from 10, and when we get down to 0, the opportunity is finished. Of course, if you have $250 in your pocket, it will escape you somehow. But if you give it away for a Bhagavatam set, at least you get to go back to Godhead. Go Premanande! Krishna 10, Krishna 9.
We have Akhandanama Prabhu here.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5.
We have Suchita, Bhaktin Suchita sponsoring one Srimad Bhagavatam set.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6.
Shamalangi Devi Dasi 1.
Haribo! Krishna.
We have Puja, Bhaktin Puja in the back sponsoring 1. Or
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4.
May I know your name, please? Brajakishore. Brajakishore Prabhu sponsor.
Haribo! Krishna.
If he can have 250 in his pocket, I'm sure we all got more than that in our pocket. So we need more than number 1 for sponsorship. Let's start with 5.
Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3, Krishna 2, Krishna 1, Krishna point 5.
1 for Janardhan Maharaj.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3.
We have one Akrunath Prabhu. Haribo!
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3, Krishna 2, Krishna 1.
We have Bali. Haribo!
Haribo!
Bali Mardhan Prabhu sponsoring for Param Karuna Prabhu and Vishnuram Prabhu who is traveling with Guru Maharaj.
Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3, Krishna 2, Krishna 1, Krishna point 5.
Oh, Haribo, Haribo. This is something very beautiful. 20 sets from Ananga Mataji and Mukharvinda Prabhu.
Haribo!
You can text in at 408-515-5292. All the sets,
Krishna
everything
10,
is welcome.
Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7.
We have Malini Devidasi. Text coming in right away. Halda Rupa and Kumari Leela Mataji and Bhaktin Kunjuri, 2 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3, Krishna 2, Krishna 1, Krishna.
Our own Sankirtan leader sponsoring 5 Srimad Bhagavatam sets.
Haribo!
Thank you, Malini.
So what's the total?
74. You know, actually, it's one of the most important services in the world to preserve these scriptures. And the more that we diversify the locations, putting them in homes around the world, the more it assures that these most important literatures will be available in human society for many, many years to come. This is a very serious proposition because unless people have this knowledge, when the world begins to unravel even more, they'll have no recourse. But when these books are available all over the world, people will be able to take shelter in many decades to come. Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5.
Kautukarna Prabhu making it to number 5.
Haribo! Krishna 10.
We have a text in. Raseshwari and
Haribo!
Bhakta sponsoring 1 text.
Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7.
We have one more. One set. Honey, remind me your name, hon? Gayatri. Bhaktin Gayatri.
Haribo!
You can once again, you can text in at 408-515-5292.
That's good, Bhakti Gayatri. The Bhagavatam is a commentary on the Gayatri mantra. Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3, Krishna 2, Krishna 1, Krishna point.
Bhakti Trishab in the back. One for your family.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3, Krishna 2, Krishna 1, Krishna point 5, Krishna point 125, Krishna point.
We got one. We have a tie. So Bhaktin Krupali, she is going to be sponsoring one Srimad Bhagavatam set.
Haribo!
How many people haven't sponsored so far? Can you raise your hands? Okay. How many haven't sponsored any so far? They're too humble.
Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7.
We have text in. Dilip Bhai Patel sponsoring one set of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Haribo!
And Bhakti Natwar in the back, 2 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7.
Madhvi Manjari sponsoring for Guru Maharaj's 75th birthday.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3, Krishna 2, Krishna 1, Krishna point 5, Krishna point 125.
One for Nirakula Mata.
One for Mother Nirkola.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3. Did I mention?
Sorry, we have Prabhu in the back who is cleaning the restroom with Sudhi Prabhu comes out to sponsor Srimad Bhagavatam set.
Haribo!
And Kola Dvipa Prana Prabhu for Maharaj's 75th birthday.
Haribo!
We have Kautukarna Prabhu. Kautukarna Prabhu's friend is doing 2 Srimad Bhagavatam sets.
Haribo!
You reached how much so far? So 18 more to go.
Can you read what it says there, the shloka from the Bhagavatam? Give Manjari Gopika the microphone. Let her read what it says above the Bhagavatam. Microphone. Manjari Gopika.
If on the full moon day of the month of Bhadra, one places Srimad Bhagavatam on a golden throne and gives it as a gift, he will attain the supreme transcendental destination. Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, 13th chapter, 13th verse.
See, back then you had to copy the whole thing by hand, but it still stands today, even though we copy it with high-speed electronic printing, because the world needs it more than ever now. The gift of the Bhagavatam. So when you hear that there's a sale somewhere, 99% off, that's the day to go. And don't go the next day when it goes back up to 100%. So this is really the countdown to Bhadra Purnima, and it's especially powerful because Maharaj is here with his entourage looking on. The blessings are actually unlimited, but we are out of time. And we thank everyone for participating.
How many more to go for 108?
We just have a few more minutes, so we're going to count down from 10.
We have
18 more to go in 5 minutes. Let's try to do 18 in 5 minutes.
Krishna.
Achyuta Prabhu here. 3 sets.
Haribo!
I see somebody just walked in who could sponsor some.
We have Sachinanda Nimai Prabhu. 5 sets? 5 sets. Srimad Sachin. One set.
Haribo!
We have Kanika here. 1 set. 1 set of
Haribo!
Okay.
Prabhu, what's the name? Anirudh sponsoring 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Haribo!
So newborn Shri Prarat Priya is sponsoring 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam set.
On his new credit card. Haribo!
Okay, so only a few more to go now.
Oh, just a couple more minutes. Oh, look, Prikushori. One from Prikushori out of the control booth. Haribo!
Yes, Prabhu. What's your name, Prabhu? Abhishek. Bhakta Abhishek sponsoring 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Haribo! Abhishek Prabhu.
Anshu. Bhakta Anshu. 2 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Haribo!
Bhakta Praveen. 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam set.
Haribo!
Bhakta Silva. 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam set.
Haribo!
Anup. Bhakta Anup. 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam set.
Haribo!
Kalakeli Devi Dasi and Bhakta Prashant. 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam set.
Haribo!
Okay, they made it. It's almost there.
We got pledges for 5 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam set from Bhakta Nimesh.
Haribo!
So how many more?
1 set for Yatharth. Yatharth.
1 set for Prabhu here.
Haribo! What name?
Yatharth.
Yata Gora Padaravinde.
No one should
Krishna
left
10,
behind.
Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3, Krishna 2.
Bhakti Tarun, 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam set.
Haribo.
How many do we have?
112, I believe. You cross the 100. So, a target this year should double it, isn't it?
We have Vamshi Mohan Prabhu, 1 set of Srimad Bhagavatam set.
Haribo!
The ISV's principle is no one should left behind in anything.
Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna...
Bhakta Abhimanyu, 5 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam, 1 set of Srimad
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7.
Who felt missed out? Or I'll take that 5 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7.
Narayan Prabhu is sponsoring 1 for Bhumika and 1 for Nihar.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4.
Okay, we have so many more on YouTube here. I will have Mukharinda Prabhu read it to us.
Vijay Madhav Das and Harsa, Mumbai, for my sister in Silicon Valley, 1 set.
Haribo!
1 set from Advaita Charan Das, Singapore.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3.
1 Malini sponsoring for her sister-in-law's father who passed away.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3, Krishna...
We have Sundarananda Prabhu and Vishaka.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3, Krishna 2, Krishna 1.
Bhakti Krishna is sponsoring one.
Haribo! Krishna 10, Krishna 9, Krishna 8, Krishna 7, Krishna 6, Krishna 5, Krishna 4, Krishna 3, Krishna 2, Krishna 1, Krishna point 5, Krishna point 125.
Shraddha is just waiting for the last 0.25, and Shraddha is getting one set of Bhagavatam.
Haribo!
So what's the total? 128. I think we better stop at this.
Okay,
we have
Mara.
Ramesh Prabhu and little Nitisha in the back sponsoring one set of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Haribo! It's really true that when a yajna happens, there's a window of opportunity, and then it does close, and that's the way it is. So it's you being in the right place at the right time. We just read this morning that Chanura, when he fought with Krishna, was in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong person. But everyone here is in the right place at the right time with the right person. So we thank Maharaj for coming here and bringing auspiciousness, because Bhavadvida Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirtha Kurvanti Tirtani Swantak Stenagadabrita. When the pure devotee walks the world, everywhere he goes, he brings love of Krishna into everyone's heart. So Maharaj, it is our fervent prayer that you please always keep us in your orbit. Thank you for coming and putting your lotus feet here at ISV and inspiring us to go on with devotional service, cleansing our heart, and doing this book.
I have to thank you and the devotees for being so enthusiastic to distribute.
Hare Krishna.
One last but not least, Radha Kripa Prabhu is sponsoring 5 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam set.
Haribo!
And we request all the devotees who have pledged, please make the payment on the back. There will be Malini Devi Dasi and Achyuta Chaitanya Prabhu. They'll be taking the payment, so if you can make the payment immediately, it's appreciated. If not, you can always send them also. We don't want anyone to be missed. So Prabhu here in the back also is sponsoring one, Raj Oja Prabhu.
Haribo!
So if you thank Vaisheshekha Prabhu and all the devotees for their enthusiasm to distribute sets and books.
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Thank you very much.
Sharirat Vijaja Jodhendriyata Heka Jibe Pele Bishaya Shagare Dharma Jeji Boyati Loba Moisu Durmati Take jeta katita sangsare Krishna Bhoda Doyamoy Gauri Bare Jihajai Shah Prasad Nadi Loba Shayanamrita Pao Radha Krishna Guna Gao Preme Dako Shri Caitanya Nitai. Preme Dako Shri Caitanya Nitai. Mahaprasade Govinde Rama Brahmari Vaishnave Sopa Punya Vatam Rajan Vishwaso Navijaya Prasade Sarva Dukhanam Hanirasyo Pajayate Prasanna Chetasu Yashu Bhuri Paryavakrishna Tvayo Prabhukta Shradganda Vasalankara Charchitaha Uchishta Bojino Dasas Tavamayam Jayemahi Bhagavat Shri Mahaprasada Ki Gaur Premanande Nitai Gauda Haribo 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 Nitai Gauda Haribo. Please come take prasadam. Hare Krishna.